Now, how did you meet Chad?
I met him in a event in St. George. I had never heard of him before. And he was a speaker and wrote books. And someone said, oh, you should go and hear him speak. So I did. And then I bought a couple books.
Okay. And do you know what Chad did for a living?
He was a speaker and an author. He wrote books.
How many books of his have you read?
3.
Okay. At some point, did you have contact with him about his books?
Yes. About 2 months after I had seen him at that time in St. George in 2018, he reached out to me on Facebook to open up communication. And at that time, I asked him some questions I had about his books.
Okay. So, who initiated the contact?
He did.
And that was on
Facebook.
Facebook, okay. How would you communicate with him after that?
On the phone.
On the phone. Did you continue to communicate on Facebook, or was it just on the phone?
Just on the phone.
Okay. And what kinds of things would you talk about with Chad?
Religious things.
Okay. And you were continuing to talk with Lori?
Yes, about a month and a half or so after he started a conversation, and then he asked me to be friends with her.
Okay. Once you started talking with Lori, I think you said February 2019?
Yes.
What would you talk about with her?
About, like, religious things or spiritual experiences.
Okay. Do you recall talking to Lori about her move to Rexburg?
Yes.
And do you know where Chad was living at the time?
He was living in Rexburg.
Do you recall talking to Lori in late August or September 2019 about her daughter, Tylee?
Yes, there was a few times in the fall that I asked her how her daughter was doing. When I stayed at her house in November 2018, I met her daughter for a few minutes. Okay. And so in the fall of 2019, I asked every once in a while, like, how's Tylee doing? Because she was at college. And towards the end of the friendship, when I asked her how's she doing at BYU, she said that she doesn't talk to me very much these days.